Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope that wherever you're at, your day's going wonderful. Today I have another Iron Studios piece. This is again 1/10 scale. This is from their X-Men line, essentially, their 1/10 scale diorama. I got this from Sideshow a couple of days ago. I think this was just recently released. This is actually the last piece I had on pre-order from this whole Iron Studios 1/10 scale X-Men line. I know they've released or they've announced a couple of other ones like Phoenix, Domino, I think Lady Deathstrike, I think another Wolverine. But I think all the ones that I wanted, I pretty much had pre-ordered. I may in the future get Domino and Lady Deathstrike, depending on how those come out. But for now, very happy to have Magik here in the collection. Again, this is 1/10 scale. So there is the box itself. And then just to give you a bit of a brief look on the other side, it's just pretty much the product. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up, get through the foam and show you what all comes in here. But again, very thrilled to have this added to the collection. Okay, so to give you guys an overview, I got the box open. Thankfully, there doesn't seem to be any sort of damage anywhere. It was very well packaged. I took all the tissue paper mostly out, and they also had a lot of foam protecting the statue. So let's get started with some of the smaller pieces. So obviously one of them being this awesome giant sword. Um, I'm not sure what the name of this is, the sword itself, but it looks pretty cool nonetheless. It is painted well, I would say, although it does look a bit messy around the line work there. I don't know if you guys could tell. Uh, so it's just okay. I think they could have done a little better here, especially with the black line work on the blade itself. You guys can see there's a hilt. Hilt doesn't look bad, but again, something to show you guys. So that's that sword. There is also another sword here. I will say this one is done a little better. Just trying to get the thing to focus there. But yeah, this one looks way better. Obviously, it's a whole different color, but the red's a little better done than the other sword. And definitely looks very metal-like. So it's pretty cool. And that's where the hilt, which I believe goes into the right hand. You also get the hilt here. I believe this is for that yellow sword that I just showed you guys. So that's really cool. I think this looks the part. That's really well done. It's got some nice detailing there. We'll put this off to the side. Let's keep going with the base itself. I love this effect. I think it looks really cool. I'm assuming this is some sort of teleportation effect. And you guys can see there the spot where the foot peg will go. But again, this being part of that whole Sentinel 1/10 scale line, the base is Sentinel themed. So you guys can see the Sentinel hand done. And I think again, it's done really well. And then some outside pieces, looks like a pillar and some stonework there and a bit of grass, which doesn't look too bad, but I think the base overall really drives that the point across. I think her coming out of that portal, so it looks really cool. Again, these are not numbered. You can see the name Magik, Iron Studios, 1/10 scale. Really cool looking. I really do like this base actually. And then the body itself. Again, I think it's really well done for 1/10 scale. You guys can see here the pieces here with her whole gauntlet and shoulder. There's spikes. And then back here, I think the skin's really well done. Again, for 1/10 scale, I don't expect a lot of details, but they've managed to add some paint work there to give a bit more depth. Her leggings, the boots, straps. Again, with the buckle, it's really well done. Here's a foot peg that's going to go into that portal, that base rather. And again, same thing here. I think the clothing material is really well done. Her shorts, her belt, the hands. This is where one of the swords will go. I believe it's the smaller one goes in this hand, and then the bigger one goes here. And there's the spot for the head. And then speaking of the head and face, again, I think that for 1/10 scale, this is well done. Not a lot of detail again, but I think what's there, what they've managed to include for 1/10 scale, it's to my liking. The lips are well defined. The hair, again, the blonde with some brown and dirt is really well done. I love these pieces here, which look to be part of a helmet or something, or a hair piece. They're really well done. They do seem a bit delicate, so I wouldn't mess with them too much. But overall, I really dig the pose and the hair, and I think the sculpt, again, really well done. Looks like there's a section here that'll go on the neck. But just to give you guys another look at the face there. And then we'll go ahead and set this up to put it together. Okay guys, so I'm going to attempt to put this on together here on video for anyone that may be interested. But here is the base. There is a section here for the foot peg of the body to go into. So essentially you're going to grab the body itself, and the right foot will go in this section in there. There's a place, and it is keyed in. So once you get it in and just push it in slightly, not too much force, it's kind of in at that point. So it's pretty relatively simple there. Really cool. Next thing we'll do is let's try to do the sword on the left hand, sorry, the right hand. So essentially that would be this piece. And there is a section here on the body where you can insert this. There is a rod in there, so we're going to try to get that in place. Again, I would be really careful. This arm is very thin, and you don't want to risk breaking it. The next thing would be the sword right there on the left, and essentially that's this one, and it goes facing up, and the hilt here goes underneath on the bottom. So this should go something like this. So as you can see, you can get the hilt in through there, and then essentially there is a section here on the sword where you're gonna put that in very carefully. Once it's in, it's kind of in. So just something to keep in mind when you're doing this. So there you go. Okay guys, so to put on here the final piece, here is the head. There is a seam there that should guide you or give you a little hint as to how the head will fit into the body. But again, one last look. I think it's really well done. The hair is well done as well. And I love these hair parts too. So she's kind of looking slightly off to the side there. So once you get that lined up, it's kind of in and you're good to go. And she's all ready to go take on some newcomers. I love the pose. I love the dynamic aspect of it, sort of her rising out of that portal. Very cool. The base, again, continuing that whole Sentinel theme of this whole X-Men line that Iron Studios has been going for. It's well done. This sword is awesome. I love, again, the pose. The outfit and the body, again, are really well done. Probably the weakest part of this statue would be this sword, and just the way it's been painted and looks. Doesn't quite look the part, at least to me. But that would be my only complaint for this statue. Again, the way she's holding those swords looks really awesome. And I think it's a worthwhile collection. I think this is probably one of those pieces that if you were to display it on its own, I think it will look really, really cool. So certainly very happy to have Ilyana Rasputin here in the collection, aka Magik. And yeah, before we close, I'm going to show you, I guess, where I'm going to place her in the collection. Okay, guys, so in closing, I'm really happy with the statue. I think overall, even though this sword right here is a bit of a letdown paint-wise, I think the overall pose, so look at the statue, kind of nails it for me. Again, the dynamic pose and sort of her holding the two swords looks really cool. The body's well done, as I said earlier. And the face, I do like. I love the eyes there. They look really cool. But just one last look before we close. Here she is from a different angle, just showing you the hair. I think overall, once you put the whole statue together, I think it really drives a good point across. But really cool. And just to show you guys there as far as what she looks like next to other pieces, there she is next to the blob and next to Colossus, her brother. So really cool. We can move Colossus out of the way here for a sec. And I will show you what she looks like next to Nightcrawler, which I think that's who I may end up pairing her up with in the whole collection there. And then here she is next to Spiral. Again, another, this was a really great piece by Iron Studios there. But you guys could see all three of them together just to give you a bit of a idea of what these look like. But again, I am happy with it. Overall, as I said, I think Spiral was awesome. I think Spiral is probably the better out of the two. This was not so bad though. I think I'm very happy with it, as I've said. But anyway, thank you so much for spending your time with me. If you made it to the end of the video, if I missed anything, you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Again, thank you so much for clicking on the video and watching and making it to the end. Really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you take care of yourself, and I will see you next time.